What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Facebook seems to be changing every single time that you use this freaking thing. I'm going to turn my music down because, as you all know, I'm very easily distracted. Tina, what's up? Patty, what's up? Peter, Ruben from Florida. What up, dude? Carrie, what's up? I'm feeling the love. I'm loving the love. Feeling good today. I don't know if you guys could tell. Feeling really good today, actually, which I'm happy about. I was having a couple tough days, which is kind of what sparked this. But every Sunday, moving forward, as long as this quarantine lasts, I will be going live, and I hope that this works because on my end it keeps like flashing by. I don't know what that means. Pouring in Boca. It's pouring too. It's pouring here too. So I don't feel bad for you, Peter. Plus, it's probably about 40 degrees warmer down there. I cut my hair, yes. So we'll get the show on the road. I meant to send that text out to everybody earlier, but then I realized that I forgot to hit a button, a very, very important button, and it didn't send. So that's why you guys got it like 20 minutes before this. What's up, Dan? And it doesn't tell me who's on, which I don't like. So if you're on, say hi in the chat box. If you guys have questions, say hi in the chat box. But it used to give me a little thing like, hey, Tim's now watching your video. That isn't happening right now. So, hey Phyllis, hey Zook, cool. Yeah, cool. I used to like when it told me who's on, like as they come in. Maybe that's user error, but it's definitely a Facebook thing because they change it and they want to be impossible. Okay, so I know Dan shot me a message about insight for frequent runners. Dan, you're here, so if you want to type anything in the comments, I'll try to get to it. But the main thing for frequent runners, and this also is the most important thing for people that are following at-home workout programs, especially obviously ones that you just either buying some sort of template or if you're finding free workouts, right? Obviously, you guys, you don't have to worry about that. But the main issue with running in general and at-home workouts in general is going to just be overuse issues, overtraining, doing too much, not resting enough, not listening to your body enough. And then also, depending on what's going on, most of the time runners just run. And And that's the issue, and that's the main reason why they're often injured. You're just going straight forward, for the most part, up and down, and that's it. And you're not working any strength. You're not working any different movement patterns. It doesn't require a lot of core. You're not, again, you're not building any strength. There's no resistance. And that's the main issue with runners. And so obviously, Dan, it's super important that you keep up with doing the strength training and doing the other conditioning things. And then, of course, if there's any mobility, flexibility issues that these runners have, for the most part, what I've personally seen with runners and those that run a lot, again, they're some of the least flexible people we and myself come into kind of contact with. And again, that's just from a straight up and down going forward. You're not going to have super flexible hips or hamstrings and things like that. So it's super important. The squats, the lunges. I know this week I told Dan, make sure you're varying the lunges. So reverse lunges, forward walking lunges, just normal forward lunges coming back into place. They all work slightly different muscles, and it's just good to switch it up. Not only like mentally, right? Who wants to do the same thing over and over, but also like physically. Some are going to work the knees a little more. Some are going to work the quads a little more. Some are going to work the hamstrings and the butt a little bit more. So that's really important, of course, squatting. But then, we want to make sure that we're hinging. And by hinging, we mean deadlifting, good mornings, kettlebell swings, any of that, upper body forward, button hips back motion. So very, very recently, I was looking at home workout programs, just a couple that are out there. And the first thing that I personally noticed was like, there's legitimately no hinging in any of these programs. And, now the reason being is that it's much easier to do a bodyweight squat or a bodyweight lunge than it is to do a deadlift in an at-home workout program. But now here's the issue. Now you run into either weak, movement patterns, or you're not using the other muscles. So if you're just using your quads, like in a squat, or your knees, and you're not using your butt and your hamstrings and your lower back, you're gonna get hurt because you're not using those also. So, that's my thing for running. Just, I think what most runners could do a better job of is I think they focus too much on the miles and they don't focus on the time or also how their body is feeling. So if we look at it in terms of today I feel like shit and I'm supposed to run 7 miles. Now, I'm not sure what most runners do, but what I think they would be better doing is rather than beat themselves down and run the full 7 when they feel like crap, is if they started to train with a time domain rather than a mileage domain, I think that they would be better off and healthier, and in the long run, it would benefit them more. So rather than, if I'm using a beginner runner is the easiest, rather than saying, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run 2 miles, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to run for 15, and then I'm going to run for 20, and then I'm going to run for 25, and I'm going to build up my miles, of course, but I'm building it up with the time in mind as well. And now I'm not saying that you should not go out for a specific mileage run, but I think it would be beneficial for a lot of runners to say, hey, today I'm running for 30 minutes. Today I'm running for 2 hours. Today I'm running for an hour or something like that, as opposed to maybe on those days that you're not feeling it, especially, right? We're talking about training. We're not talking about the day of the race. We're talking about training. So your Saturday long runs, if it was with time in mind, you would be training a little more with how you're feeling that day in mind. So I think that's important. And we just talked a lot about running. So if anyone has questions about that, you can obviously go in the comments. I'm going to go and see. So Carrie asked, I don't know who asked. I'm not going to say who asked. But someone asked, so what foods to add and eliminate when trying to lose weight? This is an awesome one. All right. So no problem, Dan. This one's really great. So here's what we want to do, right? Let's focus on what we want to add and not what we want to eliminate. We want to add some water, or make sure we're getting in the necessary amount of water and hydration daily and periodically throughout the day, so that we do not mistake thirst for hunger. Now that is what a lot of people do, and they don't do. Your mind does, right? Because hunger and thirst are feelings, they're sensations. Your body or your brain is telling your mind, or vice versa, hey, I'm thirsty, I want to, let's get a drink. Hey, I'm hungry, let's get something to eat, or feed me, bro. And a lot of times, your body is actually thirsty and you eat because it mistakes the feeling of hunger for just needing water. So we want to make sure that we're getting in, usually we just recommend, as a general rule of thumb, about 80 ounces of water a day, or maybe half your body weight in pounds in ounces. So if you're 100 pounds, you would do about 50 ounces of water. If you're 200 pounds, you would do about 100 ounces of water each day, spread out throughout the day. Me personally, the first thing I do in the morning is, after I turn my coffee on, after I brush my teeth, I definitely have at least a nice glass of water. And if I had to guess, it's probably about 12 to 16 ounces. So I'll have a glass of water and a coffee, before essentially anything. That's just me right now. So water, super important. Also, we want to make sure that we're eating enough fruits and vegetables. And the reason why this is really, really important, and this is something that we recently started adopting, Coach Emily had this amazing idea, is if we get in enough fruits and vegetables daily, and we focus on fruit and vegetable intake, then we're more likely to not overeat maybe some of the other foods that are higher in calories, or maybe not the best for us, because we're not going to be hungry. If I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and I'm not as hungry, I'm not going to be as likely to go for that ice cream or whatever else it is, cupcakes, cookies. I don't know what people eat. Luckily for me, I don't like sweets, but I love cereal, actually, and I love food like chicken parm and burgers and stuff like that. So that's the challenge for me. But getting in enough fruits and vegetables. So having fruits and veggies with every snack or meal. And what we want to essentially build up to is 800 grams of fruits and vegetables daily in weight. So if you have a little scale, which I've been meaning to get one myself actually, because I don't have one, but I will. You weigh it, and it adds up to 800 grams throughout the day. And that's what you want to build up to. Again, so now we have water, we have fruits and vegetables, and we have a bunch of it. We're going to be less likely to eat some of the foods maybe that aren't the best for us. And then also alcohol. We don't need it. It doesn't do us really any good for the most part. There's some research out there, but we don't want to focus necessarily on that. And nor do I recommend people start drinking because of some of the benefits that it might be shown to do. Because in terms of calories, the calories don't actually do anything for us. Sometimes stress, anxiety, okay, but alcohol has calories, 7 calories per gram of alcohol. So a glass of wine, a 12-ounce beer, a shot all has the same amount of calories if it's just, kind of similar in terms of the alcohol at least, right? So limit alcohol as best you can, especially now. I know it's hard. I do. I have been drinking a little more than I normally do. And now for me, drinking a little more, honestly, is, I have a glass of wine maybe another night a week than I normally would, or sometimes it might even be just once a week or twice a week. But I know that there were a few nights where I can't tell you how many times I've had a drink around 5 o'clock when I haven't been out, like in the last few years, and they've all been in the last 6 weeks. So, I can relate, and I'm human, and I understand the goal is to just do our best. And if you normally have 3 beers on the weekend, start with only having 2. If you normally drink 2 drinks a night, maybe leave those 2 drinks for Friday, Saturday, or let's say your favorite nights, and limit the other ones to 1, right? Starting to just make better, better decisions, behavior changes, modification, things like that. And, we don't want to, in terms of nutrition and dieting and things like that, we don't want to limit ourselves too much to where, we need to have a healthy relationship with food. We need to be able to enjoy certain foods and things and days and holidays and stuff, but we don't want to feel guilty after it. I think that's extremely important. I had a burger and fries last night, and I don't feel guilty at all. That's what we've been doing the last couple weeks. On Saturday nights, my wife and I will hang out. We get burgers and fries, and that's it. And we eat healthy. Otherwise, the next day, I'm back to my normal, oatmeal, eggs, and stuff like that. So, if you have any other specific, nutrition questions, I'm not sure if anyone else did, but yeah, that's some quick nutrition advice, or whatever we want to call it. Let's see what we got here. This is an awesome one. So, ways to be intrinsically motivated to want to work out. Okay. You guys know I'm not the smartest. All right. Intrinsic motivation. What I hope maybe what that means is that, Tim needs to want to work out for Tim to work out. That's what I think intrinsic motivation means. Hopefully that's what it is, right? There's a couple smart people in here. Just give me like a yes. That's what it means in the comments. Anyways, yeah. So for myself, right? For me as a coach, as a fitness professional, the hardest thing sometimes for me to do is if the person doesn't want to work out or they don't want to make a change, I can't really do much with that. So there has to be some sort of, I guess, intrinsic motivation. Now, what I can do is maybe I can help them, I can guide them, I can provide some inspiration so that they get motivated. I truly believe that motivation is internal and that inspiration can come from external sources. That's me personally. But so, I know it's hard right now, and I know there's days where you don't want to work out. For me, what is super helpful, and it's so simple, but for me, what works right now, especially, is working out in the morning. You guys know I work out with the 9 a.m. class pretty much every single day, and that works for me because what I noticed in the beginning of this whole thing, for me personally, is of course, we have a ton of stuff going on, obviously, so does everyone. But I was leaving it till the end of the day. And for me, I know I don't normally work out at that time anyway. So it was different, right? Change on top of change, which wasn't good. But also at the same time, it was just creating a little bit of, I guess, internal friction with myself because at that point, I just, and I love working out. I just wasn't feeling the same motivation drive. I was also like, okay, am I going to work out at 4 and then miss dinner with my kids? Or if I work out at 6:15, I miss bedtime. So for me, that was an issue. And so I started working out at 9 a.m. So it might be something as simple as changing when you work out. At the same time, if you're hating life every time you wake up to work out, and you're not, an early bird, then maybe working out later is better for you. I think also intrinsically, if we're talking about motivation, like why are you working out? What's the goal? What do you want to achieve? Find your why. Like, what the hell am I doing this for? For me, it makes me feel better. For me, I do love to work out, but I just don't feel good when I don't work out. So, a lot of times that's going to be my motivation personally. It's like, I just feel better. And again, I do enjoy it and I like, being strong or fit or looking good and all that stuff that comes with it. But, for me, if you, in the day to day, my why I work out, my motivation is to feel better. 100%. Day to day. That's my motivation. Long term, I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be able to do things with my kids when they grow up. I want to be the dad that can literally play with the kids better than some of the kids can. And I will. I want to be healthy. I want to be around. And hopefully that answered that question. If not, let me know. But find your why, right? Find what you're working out for. Do you want to lose weight? If you want to lose weight, why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to look better? What will looking better? How will it make you feel? What will it make you do? Those things, right? So losing weight usually is not a good enough why. We have to dig deeper. Why do you want to lose weight? I want to feel better. Why do you want to feel better? I want to be more comfortable and confident in my own skin. That's a why. Okay. And if you maybe put it on or just think about it, and I'm going to work out today because because I know that it is going to increase my confidence and my self-esteem and make me feel better. And again, don't focus on losing weight, focus on the behaviors. So if you're focusing on losing weight, which is over here, okay, which is the result. So remember, we don't focus on results, we focus on behaviors, changes, and the journey. If you focus here, right, behaviors, you're going to get to here, the results. If you focus on results, you're not going to get to where you want to go. Okay, so focus on behaviors, not results. Super important. Cool. Love it. This is good. The questions are good. Really guiding me. Depression. Okay. Just remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. Okay? Even though sometimes I have some good takes on things and can provide some clarity. All I do is share my experience and what I personally think helps me and what I've seen help other people. It's a really, really tough time right now for everyone. And the challenge right now is that you need to find joy. You need to find something that makes you happy. You need to shut off the fucking news. Okay? You can't watch the news right now, especially not every day. All right? And I hope, and maybe my wife will see this, maybe she won't, I don't know. But just because I don't watch the news every day doesn't mean I'm not going to be informed and that I'm not informed. And don't try to play that game with yourself that you watch it because you want to be informed. Because nothing is going to change every single day. Nothing is going to change from this morning till tonight. And if it does, and if it did, you'd know about it anyway. You wouldn't have to watch the news. So that's my first thing. If you're watching the news, please, it's really going to be hard for you to not be depressed and not be in your own head and not overthink things. And but in terms of overall, you need to find joy, you need to find happiness, you need to find a hobby. And I'm there. I'm not, I've had some tough days over the last 6 weeks, right? Tougher than I normally have. And one of the things that I'm searching for, and I've been searching for this for a couple of years now, but especially now, is I need a hobby. I need something that brings me happiness and joy and also stress relief that isn't related to fitness and exercise and my personal job. And then, so for this, for those that are struggling and maybe a little depressed, I would talk to somebody that you trust. Maybe try to talk to an actual like therapist or counselor or something like that. Talking always helps for me. So I have people that I go to for different situations. So talking to someone. If you want to talk to me, I'll listen. But you need to find joy. You need to find happiness. So Rita just said music, art. That's really good. Again, I'm the one that's doing this video. So for myself, I love music, but I don't know how I would use music right now to personally get out of a funk, if that makes sense. Because unless I'm going to go for a walk and listen to music, that would definitely help. Hopefully we get some nicer weather. I think getting outside and sunshine will help, obviously, with depression. Vitamin D. Yep, Marzina, that's definitely good. Art for me can work because I'm literally the least artistic person in the entire world. And I like to color though. So it's funny, I've thought about like getting coloring books with my kids, but they won't let me color. So I guess I'll have to secretly do it in my room. But yeah, you got to find a hobby. You got to find joy. You got to find something that's um, gonna get you out of the funk a little bit. And the person that asked this question specifically, I know that it's not easy, but I also know that you're in the front of this and you are helping people every single day. And so, try to think of it in terms of you're putting yourself at risk for the greater good of people in general in our country and, humanity. So just maybe take a deep breath, stop and think about it. And, you're helping a lot of people, but at the same time, I also know how much you've been working, and it might be time to take a mental health day if it's possible. I don't know if it is. Because we have to be selfish in these situations and we have to put ourselves, because if we aren't healthy enough to, we have to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others. And I truly believe that. Awesome. Yep. Guided meditation is awesome. There's a few free apps out there. I believe, I don't actually know what they are, so I don't want to say what they are. Learn to play an instrument. That could be cool. Yeah. Pottery. I love it, right? I know that, for myself, I don't know if that would work. But maybe. For me, I think I'm going to get a bike, but I haven't yet. Probably going to get a bike. All right. I'm looking through the messages. Looking through the messages. Okay, good substitutes for running. Good substitutes for running. Obviously, if you have a rower, if you have a bike, or if you can jump rope, I think those are a good substitute for running. Jump rope might be the best substitute for running. It's kind of similar the way that it is. You could also do some up downs at like a moderate pace. You could do burpees. I kind of like the up down a little bit, just because I don't think it's as physically demanding as a burpee, similar to a run. I think the burpee is a little more physically demanding than a run. But mountain climbers are pretty good. Jumping jacks. You could do some high knees and butt kicks. Those would be my go-tos right now. We're doing in and outs this week. That could work too. Yeah, hopefully that was a little bit helpful. You could do maybe a light farmer's carry too, where you're walking. If it's like the pounding is the issue with the running. Hopefully that answered that question. The main thing with running is like it's muscular, so we're getting the heart rate up a little bit and getting out of breath. So that would be my go-to. I'm trying to read the comments. Cool. What else? Thank you for everyone that is commenting. What are the top exercises that target the glutes? For those of you that don't know, The glutes is the butt cheeks. So the best exercises that target the glutes, I don't think you have to worry because we have been doing a ton of them. But your squats are going to work, your lunges are going to work it. Glute bridges, which we do pretty often, are going to work it. I don't know if we have any of those this week. What else specifically off the top of my head works the glutes? Any of our hinging is going to work, the butt and hamstrings and the back side of our body. So, posterior chain, which is a fancy way of saying lower back, glutes, butt, hamstrings. Anything. Good mornings, the Romanian deadlifts. Now, I'm not saying to do these on your own. I wouldn't. I'm not sure where this person is asking or specific coming from, but the advice that I would give is we cannot target, like maybe for the most part, either weight loss or mission. So a kind of a full approach to that, if that helps. Now, the only way that we would know if you need to strengthen your glutes is to do some more detailed testing, because again, a lot of times we want to make sure that we're training smarter and not just throwing more crap in there when we don't need to. So glute bridge is going to be the main thing, and we'll have those, if not this week, next week. I'll make sure. Okay. The person that asked that question, I think I'm done. Am I done? Holy crap. That wasn't so bad. Cool. Nope, I got more. Just kidding. I got more. Good. Cool. So just clip notes, I guess, guys. These workouts are amazing, right? I truly believe that. I don't just say it because I want you to stay motivated and focused and, continue working out, right? Of course I want you to do those things, but these workouts are really good for us. And we're working a ton of unilateral strength, mobility, and flexibility, and core strength, right? Those are the four things that we're doing right now, that we're focusing on. I'm trying to think. We are focusing on unilateral strength. So that means left leg, left arm, right arm. So that when we come back to the gym and we try to lift a barbell or do a back squat or a normal deadlift, we're going to feel better. We're going to be stronger. We're working a ton of mobility and flexibility work. We're adding it into every single class at the end now. And some of us are flexible enough, so it's just getting in some extra either like stretching or movement and strengthening those patterns, right? Remember, motion is lotion. If we don't use it, we lose it, and that's true. Seriously, straight up. We were all born flexible. Look at what babies can do. All it is lifestyle that makes us tight. So we're focusing on unilateral strength, mobility, flexibility, core strength. We're doing core work every single session. We normally do. Now we're doing additional core work with our mobility, flexibility at the end of every single session. And now that's going to help protect us in terms of having lower back pain, but it's also going to carry over into every single thing that we do, every lift, every running, sport, whatever we're doing. But the stronger our core overall, the healthier and stronger we're going to be. And then we're doing a ton of conditioning. Obviously, conditioning works conditioning, and heart and cardiovascular. So the more conditioning we do and strategic conditioning that we doing, it's going to help improve our conditioning and our Metcon. When we do Murph, Memorial Day weekend, which we'll do it, it's going to really pay off in terms of that, right? So if we want to get stronger, for the most part, we have to lift weights more and focus on our links. And that's not it, obviously, but just to make it quick. But if we want to, get better at conditioning, sometimes we got to get better at conditioning. And that's what we're focusing on, right? And it's going to pay off, and you guys are doing amazing. And I might have just gotten a message now. This will be like the cutoff. Cool. Awesome. Nothing. Just keep doing what, especially everyone that's in here right now, keep doing what you guys are doing. You're doing amazing. I'll leave you guys with this because we're at 45 minutes. I don't expect anyone to wasn't here live. But so the last few days, probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe even yesterday a little bit, but yesterday, Saturday, happened to be really nice. I was feeling fatigued. And now, I know myself pretty well. What's up, Dave? I know myself, we're about to wrap up. I know myself pretty well. I was fatigued. Not, like it was different. And I had to listen to my body. I had to take a couple of days off from working out. If you continue it and burn yourself into the ground, it's only going to make things worse. It's only going to now force you into some either depression or other things, right? Because remember, stress is all the same on your body. There's mental stress, there's emotional stress, there's physical stress. It's still stress. And it's still fatigue. So if I'm mentally fatigued and then I get physically fatigued, sometimes it's not the best thing. And so I had to take a couple of days off. Just did some light movement stuff, some walking. I started focusing on my sleep. I started focusing on eating more fruits and vegetables. Rested a little bit. I actually took a nap either on Wednesday, Thursday. I think I lay down midday on Wednesday. I never do that. But it's kind of what I did, and it felt right in the moment, and I didn't feel bad about it. So, if you guys need to take a day, don't feel bad about it. Just know if you're actually fatigued or if it's just kind of like you're putting yourself in that state. And I didn't think that I was, and I don't think that I was, because today I feel much better. Got some sun yesterday. And so what I'm doing, I'm going to try for the next 30 days to track a few things, and I'll share with you guys if there's any direct correlations, because I'm going to get pretty detailed into it, hopefully, if I remember. But I'm tracking my sleep. I'm making sure I'm eating a lot more fruits and vegetables. I'm making sure that I'm drinking water. What else? I'm drinking as much coffee, and I'm going to keep exercising. So, if there's anything else that we can do for you guys, if you need to talk, reach out. My main thing is if there's a way that I can help you right now that I'm not doing it, I'd like to know, because we all need different things. But if not, I'm going to sign out, and hopefully I can save this video so others can watch it. And we have a great workouts and training set up for you guys. And we're retesting Garage Fight on Friday. So it'll be a good, and we're about at 45 minutes, which is cool. It's not too bad. so we could see some improvements, right? So, as Peter Rubin said, wow, happy Sunday.